Syracuse fans have been very, very, very optimistic about the Syracuse team, and they absolutely should be. Sure, Syracuse is beating up on bad teams. Sure, that's the number one trap to get a fan base's heart ripped out of its chest. But this is a Syracuse team that's built on a couple of identities, a couple of foundations that championship caliber teams are made of. Great defense, great energy, and fast pace. Those are the three pillars of this Syracuse team. And when you have those three pillars, you can compete with any team in the country. This is not to say Syracuse is the next national champion. They're going to beat every ranked team. We have to see it first to believe it. But don't be surprised if Syracuse waltzes into Vegas, plays their style of up-tempo, high-energy, defensive basketball with all the right pieces in place and a true identity. This is a Syracuse team that is not going to get blown out by Houston like it did last year by Tennessee and Maryland. This is a team that's going to compete just as it did against, like, say, Texas and Texas Tech last year. That's how good this Syracuse team is, and they're going to, as long as they stay healthy, be consistent about that.
I just want to bring up the storming the court. I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's all across sports. I mean, I want to hear your guys' thoughts, but
no, I completely
I feel like
agree.
It's happening everywhere,
you think
and
it's
at
ridiculous?
some point it's kind of taking away the significance.
Kanan, we can't have it both ways. We can't have it both ways. If we're talking before the game that this is Adrian Autry's most important game of his career, his job might be on the line, and you have to win this game if you want to make it to March. Yeah, if I'm a fan, if I was there as a student, I'd probably rush the court too. This is the most important game of his career.
It is, but again, I agree with Kanan.
I also agree with Kanan.
Because this is a game against the number 13 team in the country. This is in the top 10 game.
And nobody gave you a chance to beat him. You guys didn't give him a chance. I'll tell you that.
No, I did not.
I'm rushing the court just to prove you guys wrong, if anything. That's not just a way to say I'm showing my support for this team. That's kind of giving a big F you to the media who's not respecting Syracuse, who doesn't know exactly what kind of basketball they play.
Respect, though,
they just did with that game.
They did, but going into the game.
Let me answer that with a question of my own.
Okay.
What made the offense so good against Jacksonville early in the season, in the fourth quarter against Towson? What made the offense really good?
Ball movement?
Ball movement. Ball movement.
See, I'm in your brain,
You hit the nail on the head there, Dan, because in the first few possessions, they were spinning the rock like no tomorrow, finding the open lanes. That's exactly what this team is built for. I don't know who got into their head and convinced them. It must have been some bug or something that got into their brain and said, "Ooh, you're actually a downhill dodging team. Ooh, you guys should play hero ball even though you are 9 deep with great goal scorers. Don't cycle the ball around. You have to be the hero." And that's just what it felt like throughout the entire game. When someone would get the ball, they felt they had to score on it, and that's exactly what lost Syracuse the game. You have to realize, I'm not going to call anybody on the team selfish. I just think that they all have to realize that we are stronger together. Pass the ball around. Get the open shot. You do not need to create space for yourself. That is not your strong suit. There's not one player on Syracuse that I trust consistently to create their own space, get their hands free, and get a shot off. This Syracuse offense thrives on backdoor cuts, on off-ball movement, on catching and shooting when there's nobody in front of them. I cringe when I see Joey Spallina trying to back down somebody on the goal line. I cringe when I see Luke Roa trying to swim through 4 different UNC defenders to try and get his hands free. Just realize you're not that guy. We are a team. Let's cycle the ball around. That's how they scored their first 2 goals. And on that really ferocious run in the last 2.5 minutes of the game, that's exactly what they went back to. Gary Gates said this team stopped thinking so much, thinking about the mistakes, and just started cycling the ball around like they were doing in the beginning of the game. And guess what? You almost came back and won the game in an unprecedented fashion. I feel like I'm going insane sometimes watching this team.